before I let you go, the US and Iran have restarted nuclear diplomacy. I found it interesting, Michael, both said that they've described the talks as good, but, I mean, are they ever really that good when it comes to Iran?
No, I suppose the good news is they're having talks and they're going to have more talks, but Iran is a million miles away from the American position. The Iranians are saying, let's only talk about our nuclear program, and we will not give up enrichment of uranium, and we won't hand over the uranium we've already enriched. The Americans are saying, let's talk about you stopping your nuclear program, and let's talk about you ending your missile programs and ending support to Hezbollah and Hamas. So they're so far apart, but at least there isn't conflict happening right now. So maybe the talks will get somewhere.
All right, speaking of punching back, Trump's got to decide whether to pull his punches or not in regards Iran. Now, he's meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tomorrow to discuss next steps. What do you think will come from these talks?
It's a great question because this is not an easy answer. You've got a country which is very unstable with nuclear weapons. So there's no simple answer here. I know that Prime Minister Netanyahu moved up his trip because he really wanted to get in the president's ear sooner rather than later. There's a lot of concern about what regime change would lead to. And again, it's not just regime change, as we kind of quasi did in Venezuela. You're talking about a place with nuclear weapons that's not the most stable place in the world, that could potentially strike back. You don't know what they would do with the weaponry, and so this is a very, very precarious situation. If I had to guess, I would say the president goes in and does surgical strikes to take out key military assets in Iran, but limits it to that because there's no real the problem that I keep when people ask me this question is I think what happens when the president goes into the Situation Room, they generally present him with multiple courses of action. And they'll say, we can do this, this, and this. That's the easy part. The hard part comes down to what's next. After you bomb this, after you strike this, what happens? Will there be retaliatory strikes? Who takes over, who becomes in power? Those are all real serious questions the president of the United States has to deal with. So it's easy to say he should just do this. It's quite harder to answer the then what question. And I think that's why I could see him doing very limited surgical strikes into Iran where you're focused on just taking out military capabilities.
Well, certainly the whole world will be watching to see what the next steps are. Sean Spicer, it's always a delight to speak with you. Thanks so much for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.